6 tips to help you get the most out of your task management software. Even today, with all of these task management tools available and reminders and everything else, people still forget things just as they did 20 or 30 years ago. Deadlines are missed and people just don't seem to be with it. Now, if like me, there is stuff you forget, then perhaps we need to look at how to use task management software a bit more effectively. So I'm making this video not just for you, but also for me, so that I don't forget things and I get the most out of my task management software and basically don't let anything slip through the cracks. Watch this video and get 6 powerful tips on how to make the most out of your task management software. I'm just going to start with a little definition of task management software, just so that we know what we're talking about. And this comes from Wikipedia. Task management is the process of managing a task through its life cycle. It involves planning, testing, tracking, and reporting. So this definition gives you a little bit of a clue on how to use task management software. This means that not only do you need to plan your tasks and your projects, but you also need to track them, test them, that is, see if you are actually doing the right tasks at the right time, and also report them. Now, here I'm not talking about reporting to a superior, although of course you might do that in a work situation. I'm looking at it from a personal task management approach. So the reporting is reporting to yourself, being accountable to yourself. Okay, let's start with the 6 tips. Tip number 1 is to build a top, mop, bop hierarchy. So what does top, mop, bop mean, you might be asking? Well, top means top of the plan, and this refers to your core beliefs, your values that make you do what you do. You've probably heard all that stuff before about building and deciding on why you are doing what you are doing and identifying your beliefs and all that kind of thing. I won't go into it here. You get the picture, right? MOP means the middle of the plan. So this is where you turn your beliefs and wishes, desires into actual projects, and then you brainstorm the tasks that need to be completed in order to finish the project and make it real. And then BOP is the bottom of the plan. This is where the rubber meets the road and you actually sit down and plan your day-to-day tasks, what you are going to do in order to achieve what you want. Now, I do have a whole Skillshare course on top, BOP and BOP, and have a look at that Skillshare course. The link is in the description. The key value behind having a hierarchy of top, mop, bop is that it helps you to get the most of your task management software. Most of these programs require you to have a kind of hierarchy in terms of projects and tasks or folders and things like that. So if you know what is top, what is middle and what is bottom, it helps you to organize all of your projects and tasks a lot more clearly in your task management software. Now, tip number 2 is to embrace the overflow. By overflow, I'm talking about all those tasks that you put into your planning software program and then they sit there for weeks or months and you never get round to them. Basically, at least from my experience, I would put all these tasks in, and there are some that just hang around and kind of I never have time to get them done. I've given up trying to get to this kind of inbox zero thing, and I've accepted the happy fact that there will always be stuff on my list that I need to do and haven't done yet for whatever reason. My suggestion then is to use your task management software as a place where you do put everything, and just embrace the fact that there will always be loads of stuff in there that you need to do. Think of it as this kind of big basket where everything goes, and then you can use it as a resource where you look into it and you can see stuff that you need to do, and of course it's still going to be there. Now, tip number 3 is to cover with tags. You're probably familiar with tags. They allow you to label things, and the things with tags are that it just makes search so much easier. Use loads of tags so that you can search your tasks and your projects from many different angles. You can tag things for place, you can tag them for topics, you can tag them for days, and all sorts of angles to look at your tasks. This means that if you use lots of different tags, then it's much more likely that you're going to find the things you need. Okay, tip number 4 is the 3 R's. The 3 R's are review, revisit, and revise. Basically, the 3 R's mean that you need to go through your task management software more than once a week. I would guess that a lot of people open their task management software maybe on a Sunday or perhaps Monday morning, and they put in the stuff that they need to do, maybe look at the things they have done and tick off a few of those things, and then they close the task management software, and maybe they don't open it for another week. Or maybe they open it just in 2 or 3 days, something like that. So the key here is to open it frequently, at least once a day, and better if you can look at it several times a day. There are a few advantages of the 3 R's. Firstly, you can get a sense of accomplishment when you tick off the stuff you've done. Deleting those types of tasks obviously gives us a good sense of satisfaction. You can also review your tasks and see which ones are redundant or which ones are copied. Once again, when you delete redundant tasks, that gives you another little satisfaction boost. Another advantage is that reviewing all of the tasks that you've set yourself and that you've input helps to reduce overwhelm. You can look at your tasks and you can get a stronger perspective on what needs to be done and when, and you generally feel a bit more comfortable with your plans. Finally, the 3 R's, review, revisit, and revise, also help you with memory. Basically, as you go about your day, I would think that it can be really helpful to have your key tasks top of mind and remembered, basically, so that you don't have to whip out your phone and try and remember what you are going to do. Now, the likelihood is if you regularly go through your task management software, you're much more likely to remember those key things that you have to get done during the day. Tip number 5 is to leverage the reminder system in your task management program. Now, the first point here is to remember that it is so easy to ignore a reminder. They come up and they will be mixed with all sorts of other notifications from your phone. It's so easy for them to get lost. So when you set a reminder, a few things you need to think about. Firstly, think about the day and the time that the reminder will appear. It might not always be the best thing to have the reminder set 15 or 20 minutes before you plan to do the task. Who knows, the day could go wrong, you might get sidetracked, there might be some kind of priority that you need to work on that disrupts your original plan when you set that reminder. So think carefully about when these reminders will come up so that you will pay attention to them at the right time. It's also good just to make a little mental note of how you respond to reminders. It might help just to note to yourself that something like, when a reminder from my things 3 comes up, I will pay attention to it. And just have these mental notes as to which reminders are important to you and which ones are not so important. The last tip for using your task management app is to apply visuals. I'm sure you know that the brain responds positively to visual input, and if we can turn things into colours and pictures, we are much more likely to respond to them. So think about how you can make things more visual. Now, there are some certain programs that really help you to do this. For example, Notion allows you to put things like wallpapers at the top of a page and add icons quite easily. And of course, you could add images within the actual page as well. Sometimes with your task, especially if you are using Notion, it might be a good idea just to do a quick image search and see if you can drop in an image related to your task or project. And if you can't do that, add icons and emojis. Most programs will allow you to add these to your lists and to the titles of your tasks. This will help you to pay attention and focus on your tasks and projects more effectively. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, they are 6 tips for using your task management software. Which tip is most interesting to you? Let me know in the comments. And also, let me know if you have any other tips. Just remember them. Number 1, build a top mop-bop hierarchy. Number 2, embrace the overflow. Number 3, cover with tags. Number 4, review, revisit, revise. Tip number 5, leverage reminders. And tip number 6, visualize your tasks. Okay, I hope that you found this video useful. If you like this video, please remember to do the needful, subscribe, hit the like button and everything like that. It just takes a few seconds and it helps my channel out. In the meantime, have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, day, week, weekend or month. See you in the next video.